I don't think he saw it before. We have another Zergling. I think this Zergling's just going to want to scout, get a little bit of information. He wants to see that command center is there. That's very important. And the lair is down. He's getting burrow, actually. Interesting enough. And Baneling speed. So he's committing to this Baneling thing a little bit. So there's none out right now, but no doubt we will see some soon. Maybe burrowed Banelings, maybe going to hide some or something. But look at this. Oh, all these Hellions coming in. Going to pick off a few of those drones. Look at that. Look at that. That is not bad right there. He had to take those drones off the line. That's precious seconds that he wasn't mining minerals. As well, he was able to kill a few of them. And Bupkis looks like he's transitioning into tanks. He's got a few Marines, just the one tank. But Siege is already researched, and see if he's going to move out with that. Ozkan taking down the rocks to his third, so probably going to see an expansion pretty soon. A lot of Zerglings coming out. Those are probably going to be turned into Banelings, at least some of them. And no upgrades for the Roaches. No tunneling claws. No speed. And you think you might have seen that with Burrow. Might have got those tunneling claws, but evidently that's not what he wants it for. That's why I'm thinking that for those Banelings he's going to try to hide them somewhere. And Anubis just slowly building more tanks and working on his natural. He really needs to catch up in the income. And excuse me, he's already caught up. So those he had a lot of mules to drop down, so that really boosts his income, and he's doing fine right now. He's got a surplus of minerals and gas, so he needs to find a way to spend that. He's got a starport down, so I think he's going to try to find ways, maybe make some medevacs to spend that excess of minerals. But here we come. Look at all these Zerglings coming in. They attacked. That siege tank took a good bit of damage, but those Marines were able to take out those Zerglings enough to push him away, and looks like Ozkan is going to retreat and fall back, probably on his third expansion, which he is putting down. And he's in a fine position right now. Really nothing to worry about. That expansion really puts him on even footing with Anubis, and no player really has the upper hand at this point. And we are seeing a few medevacs coming out. And so this is going to be, I think we're going to see a lot of Marines, a lot of siege tanks, and some medevacs. And I think that's going to be just fine for him. And now it would be good. Look at this. Oh, Ozkan. Okay, buddy. This is the kind of play we saw last time. That late game. He really loves that late game. So his fourth is going down at the 14-minute mark. He's just finished his third, and he's going to try to saturate that right now. But the time that's finished, his third should be saturated. Anubis needs to check these things, because if he's not careful, a Zerg on 4 base really is not something you want to deal with. Look at these mutas coming out. He's going to have a little bit of harassing fun. And not only is this good against the tanks, but since the tanks are protected, he can just roam around in Anubis's base and try to take out some SCVs, get that drone killed count a little bit more even for himself. And look at this. Here we go. An SCV goes down right here. He's going to move in. Let's see how fast Anubis is. Yep, he's moving all of his Marines. Now, if Ozkan had all those Zerglings, he could move them in right now and maybe take out a lot of these tanks, but there's so many it might not be beneficial for him. He's going to push away those Mutalisks, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Anubis, throw down, look at that, throw down missile turrets. And the fourth is finished, and Anubis has yet to see the third or the fourth. He needs to be on that scouting. It's so very important, and look what we have. This is what Ozkan... And we haven't seen any Banelings yet. He's got the upgrade for them, but we haven't seen them. But Ozkan has these burrowed Zerglings right here to prevent any more expansions from Anubis. And it also gives him vision. If he knows that Anubis wants to expand, that gives him vital information. And look at this. He's already saturating that fourth base and building another hatchery. This is just to spend the money that he's going to reap in. Look, he's got 1,000. And let's look at, he's getting his upgrades a little late, actually, but I think that's going to be fine for him. Getting flying upgrades as well. And he's not going any tier 3 units right now. We're not seeing any kind of indication of Ultralisks. No, no, goodness, whatever those things are called. I'll find out. I don't know. Infestors, that's what they're called, and we are actually seeing indications of them because he's building an infestor pit right now. A lot more Zerglings coming out. And I guess, you know, he doesn't really have to turn them into Banelings right yet. He's building a lot of Zerglings. So that's just, maybe he sees that in the future he's going to need that. Let's look at the upgrades for Anubis, who on his tanks has nothing. And on his Marines just has damage upgrade. And Thor, nothing for Thor's either, but he's got a few Thors out there. I think he was a little afraid. And look at this. Oh, yep, this harass is going to be able to take out this supply depot, which is going to supply block Anubis. Ah, that's a real shame. But look at this. He's got so much energy on his orbital command. He could throw down a few of those extra supply depots on top of these if he wanted to. And he really needs a third base at this point because he's got so much. He's really got a lot of money. He's got to spend what he has, and he's got to expand. He's got that command center, but he can't land it because he needs vision to take out these Zerglings. And that kind of, you know, Ozkan's done a lot. He's done a lot of harass with the mutas, but you got to think that's a lot of harass right there because Terran opponent has to waste vision from his orbital command center and to take that out. He just can't float these in, and that's what Terran is good at, floating things in. Look, and Ozkan's got just tight map control with all these Mutalisks. So many Mutalisks. Let's get the units tab here. He's got 18 Mutalisks, and he's attacked. Oh, Anubis was going for a drop, but that is not enough Marines. He takes out all the medevacs. He's going to kill all the Marines off, and he actually did lose a lot of mutas that may have been worth it for Anubis because he's got so much money. He can just reproduce that in an instant. The Mutalisk count dropped to 8, but he's making more. So. And look at all these Banelings. There's so many Banelings. 43 Banelings. I can't wait to see them in action. Oh my goodness. I really hope we get to see some blood with those. And look, he's landed this this command center right here. And he's going to attack the rocks with his tanks. So he definitely wants to move that over. But look, Ozkan is only getting gas from his 4th. He does not need the minerals. He's at 2,000 minerals, which actually Bupkis is at the same thing, but he's only on 2 base, so he's way behind in the supply. The psi count with his units 137, 137, and Ozkan is practically max psi, 197 out of 200 with 43 Banelings. I can't wait to see him get used. And the infestor, the pathogen glands is being researched, so when those infestors pop, they will already have enough energy to use fungal growth. And I think, you know, definitely at this point, Flip has the upper hand. I mean, so much psi, but actually, Anubis is producing a lot right now, so he's finally decided to spend that money, and really the only thing he lacks right now is gas, and that's why he needs to take a third, because really the only thing he's going to be able to produce en masse is those Marines. And look at this army. It's so scary right now. This is going to be devastating, I think, for Anubis, who just doesn't have the units to compete with this. Look at all this. Here comes the Banelings. Oh! Oh my goodness, the Banelings and the Zerglings and the mutas take out everything. Almost all the mutas are down, though. Almost every single one of them. And the Banelings, there's not a lot of Banelings left, only 18, but they are going to be able to take out this third. Is Anubis going to be able to produce enough units? Because he is actually running low on, he's got almost no gas, and his mineral count is going to run dry. Look at the Banelings are moving in. Oh, they do not go off. They do not. Oh, here they come. Oh, and there they go. There are the SCVs. They are dead, and that puts Anubis in a very bad position. And there's the GG. I'm not surprised. Look at all those Zerglings pouring in Wow, what an intense game. Anubis fell behind because he didn't see those expansions, did not try to, his harass failed, so he did not go in for that harass again, and Flip was able to produce so much because he had that 4 bases. My goodness, what a good game.